What's up, guys? It's your boy Barca Boy 103. Today we're gonna be doing the match preview for Barcelona versus Valencia in La Liga. We are back in club football action, to returning to a solid 4 weeks ahead of the next international break for Barcelona. Some big games ahead, and it starts off with a home match against a interesting and maybe potentially a surprising Valencia side. Won't be easy by any means, but 3 points is a must in this game following the draw against Rayo Vallecano 1-1 before the international break. But before we get into it, make sure you guys smash that like button down below, and let's try and get to 200 likes on this video. It would be very much appreciated. And also, if you are new, make sure you subscribe down below if you haven't already, and let's get into it. Kickoff time for this match will be taking place at 9 p.m. local time, so your regular kickoff time in La Liga. And this match is going to be taking place at the Johan Cruyff Stadium. The situation in regards to our return to the Camp Nou is changing every single day. I will have a news video coming out on Monday, the day after the Barcelona match against Valencia, to discuss the matter ahead. But for this game and this game only, we are playing in our other stadium, the stadium for the B team, in the Estadi de Johan Cruyff. Let's start off by taking a look at the league table, where Barcelona are currently sat in 4th place in La Liga on 7 points after playing 3 matches, 2 wins and 1 draw. So still undefeated there. We have another team with the exact same record as us, which is Villarreal, and only 2 teams have gotten 3 out of 3 wins in their opening 3 matches. Those 2 teams are Real Madrid and Athletic Club. So again, very meticulous to be predicting and analyzing the league table this early on, with 1 point changing freaking everything. In last place is like 3 points off the top at this point, or wherever it may be. So a bit too close to call right now and really to delve into it. But what's most important is that the top 4 teams are undefeated, but there are only 2 teams that have gone 3 out of 3 wins. Now, take a look at the top teams who they'll be facing this weekend. Real Madrid will be playing Real Sociedad in about 3 hours time after uploading this video at the Anoeta. You never know what can happen there. And then a big title clash, Atletico Madrid taking on Villarreal. Atletico Madrid having a very poor start to their league campaign. I think they're 1 draw and 2 losses, or two draws and a loss, something like that. I don't think they've won yet. And they take on 3rd place Villarreal, so it'll be an interesting game there. So some big clashes to look forward to ahead, but that big one is after, of course, the few hours after uploading this video. Real Madrid taking on Real Sociedad, so keep your eyes peeled for that one. But again, hopefully there are some draw points there, that way we can go on and try and reclaim 1st place, barring an Athletic Club victory. But again, still in the race for the title. Too early on right now to really call it, but the most important thing is that there are some games ahead, and Barcelona hopefully can reclaim the top spot before the next international break. Now, if you take a look at our opponents in Valencia and where they're currently standing in the league table, they are currently sat in 9th place in La Liga on 4 points after playing 3 matches. They have 1 win, 1 draw, and 1 loss. We will discuss all those 3 games in depth. But again, a pretty average start for Valencia, a team that have been struggling and been in a relegation battle a lot over the past few years. And to be honest, for that kind of reputation, this is not a bad start, having the same record as a team like Rayo Vallecano, who of course we struggled against in the last game before the international break. So I think overall solid start from them, and they look quite promising to start the season. Let's now take a look at our opponents in Valencia. Like I mentioned, so far during this league campaign, haven't done too bad for their expectations. They have been quite in the relegation battle over the past few years. Very storied club who back in the day used to cause Barcelona problems, and back in the day even won La Liga as well. The last time we faced them was, I believe, back in February. Copa del Rey, 2nd leg, 5-0 victory for Barcelona. We had 3 games against them last season. We won 5-0, 7-1. And 2-1. I think we also had a game at home, which is slipping my mind. Or was the Copa del Rey only? I think the Copa del Rey actually was only 1 game. So we only played against them 3 times. Scoring was 15 goals, conceding 2. The first game that we won, barely 2-1, was the first game of the season as well. So we had quite a comfortable affair with Valencia. Of course, their former man, Ferran Torres, getting a hat-trick against them. Now, if you take a look at Valencia's last 3 matches, they've taken on and beaten Getafe 3-0, losing to Osasuna 1-0, and drawing 1-1 with Real Sociedad. The other 2 games there are, of course, your preseason games. Let's take a look at those last 3 games, the first 3 games of the season for them. Firstly, 1-1 draw at the Mestalla against Real Sociedad. The 2 teams that I would say right now are quite even in terms of quality. Real Sociedad have gone down a cliff over the past year and a half, especially losing their manager, and probably not losing their manager, but sacking their manager for the very long time, Emmanuel Alguacil, who I think now is in Saudi or Qatar or something like that. Anyways, very even affair with Valencia being at home. We expect them to have a bit of an edge, but it's quite even. And also missed a few big chances. They got on the score sheet, similar here with Valencia with David Lopez. You can see the lineup, shaping up in that 4-4-2 formation. They were missing a few players here in this game. Valencia, for example, like Diakabe, one of their starting center backs. So in the end, a point against a decent team away from at home in the first year season, not too bad at all. Next game after that didn't go as well, not scoring a goal and losing 1-0 to Osasuna. Captain, iconic player, a player that I wanted at Barcelona, Jose Gaya, receiving a red card. I believe it's only a 1-game suspension, so he of course already served that. He should be back against Barcelona. But again, you look at the personnel, very similar player. Javi Guerrera, Pepelu in that midfield, David Lopez off the left, Raba. And this time at this point, they also signed Danjuma from Villarreal. He came right into the starting lineup. Fokir at right back. So again, solid, balanced team. But we all know the quality of Osasuna, especially at the El Sadar Stadium. I believe it was their, opening home game of the season. In the end, not enough to defeat them. A strong team as well, who are also strong at home. But the last match in all competition was in the last match day before the international break, a 3-0 battering of Getafe. You love to see it. And then Juma new signing getting off the mark, scoring his opening goal. You had Diakabe, who returned the center back, getting his goal as well. No Jose Gaya, so Vasquez comes in. They went with a bit of a different shape as well. They dropped Pepelu for Santa Mira. They went with a more attacking, prowess. Raba going to the bench. Araujo on the wing, and Duro as the lone striker as well. And they saw this to be a much more free-flowing team. Interesting when they go against Barcelona, will they go in this 4-2-3-1 a bit more open, or will they go for that 4-4-2 conservative kind of balanced style of play? But a decent victory for them, one of emphatic and one that's instilling a lot of confidence in the local Valencia fans. So overall, final thoughts on Valencia. Very good team. They're very well managed by the manager, Carlos Cabraran, who of course came in, I think, from West Bromwich Albion mid last season. Kind of regarded as, the next hipster manager. Has done fairly well at Valencia. We cannot ignore that fact. Of course, been getting battered by us, pop. But in terms of the teams that are equal, maybe a bit higher level to Valencia, they have competed very well. Players to look out for, of course, Jose Gaya, if he's going to be returning to this game. You have Diakabe in defense, Javi Guerrero, who's been linked with us a lot over the past few seasons. Fukir on the right hand side, Pepelu in midfield, then Juma tends to cause us issues. I think he scored against us last season with Girona, maybe season before, something like that. So he tends to score against us as well. Hugo Doro, their striker, he's gotten a few goals against Barcelona. I think he scored the 1 goal against us in that 7-1 victory last season. So decent side, can cause us issues. In the stadium, maybe we haven't played an official league game, they can cause us problems. We haven't played too well either. This is a team that could be that sneaky, dangerous side that really caused Barcelona to go spiral into chaos. So I'd watch out, especially for the midfield. If you can control the midfield, win the midfield battle, you should be okay. I think that's Valencia's biggest strength going forward, to create chances. Heading into this match, we do have a lot of injury updates. Unfortunately, especially post international break. We have some positive news, some negative news. I'm not going to beat around the bush. I'm going to be completely honest. Firstly, Frankie, a bit of both for Frankie. He did pick up a slight knock on duty with the Dutch national team. He returned early, had some checks. Basically, long story short, won't be available for Valencia. Should be good to go midweek against Newcastle, which is a positive. A very light injury, which has ruled him out for the Valencia game, but he should be okay. I think he's already training with the first team, so it looks like it's going to be a no-risk taken situation, but he will not play the Valencia match. Hansi Flick did confirm that in the press conference, which we will discuss in this video. Secondly, more on the positive note, is on Marc Bernal. Everything pointed to him being available for this game. He was very eager to come back from the match in the Joan Gamper. Flick said, no, take your time. He's put a lot of work and effort and sacrifice during the injury and also during the post international break when the team was training. He has been very, very impressive. And about 10 minutes before the Flick press conference, he has officially received the medical green light. Marc Bernal is back, expected to get some minutes in this game as well. We're hearing 10 to 5. Here's him with Gavi against Sevilla last season. Definitely won't start, but is now officially back in the squad list, ready for selection. Some more bad news is firstly on Gavi, a very interesting situation. On Thursday, a medical follow-up summit was held at the Centro Sportiva to evaluate Gavi's situation. Present at the meeting were Gavi himself, the club's medical staff, and his agent, Ivan de la Peña, and his father. The conclusion was very clear. For now, conservative treatment remains the first option, while surgery will only be considered if the pain does not subside in the next few weeks. More reports suggesting the goal for Gavi is to be 100% fit after the October international break. He does not want to wait any longer. If he responds well to the current treatment, he should be fit by then or even earlier. And if not, they will do surgery. So they've gone with the conservative treatment for Gavi. And what I hate is that, if you do the conservative, it doesn't work out and you end up doing surgery, you just wasted a month. I'm more on the side of, if the surgery is a great option, do that, get it over with. It fixes it. Conservative, you don't want to go under knife, open your body up and fix things up. I get that, but I'm not going to be a big fan of if they end up doing the conservative treatment and ending up not doing well. The reports are saying that he is feeling much better. They are very liking the conservative treatment, but again, it's a hard tell. I think, of course, with him being back after the October international break, I believe that means he will most likely miss the PSG game. I think the PSG game's before the October international break, and I am correct. I was just confirming that. So he looks probably going to be missing the PSG game, Sociedad. I think we have Getafe, Valencia, Newcastle. He's going to be missing some big games. I really wish he was there for that PSG game, but hopefully he can try his best to be there if the conservative treatment goes very, very well. So again, after October international break, most likely scenario if he does not need surgery. If he does, probably won't see him until the new year. So this could be a serious issue if it's not resolved. Hopefully the club have made the right decision. And finally, probably the biggest story right now around Barcelona is on Lamine Yamal. This morning in training, did not train. Everyone was worried. We were waiting, of course, for the Flick press conference. Miguel came out saying that he is not going to be playing against Valencia, and he is a doubt for the Newcastle game. I will leave you my thoughts on Lamine's injury when we speak and cover Hansi Flick's press conference. But Lamine is injured, back injury, will not play against Valencia, and is a big doubt for this midweek clash against Newcastle, opening Champions League game. Time now to get into the press conference reaction of Hansi Flick, who spoke this early afternoon at the Centro Sportiva Joan Gamper to provide some updates and also some insight into the match tomorrow. And let's get in and see what he had to say from the words this morning. Firstly, he was asked about Valencia, their coach. Look, I think their coach has done a good job. He plays offensively and adapts his style to play the opponent. They have new players, and it will be a great match. And here comes Lamine rant. Of course, the first thing he was asked was, what's up with Lamine? He's our best player. Didn't train this morning. He said, look, Lamine Yamal, unfortunately, tomorrow will not be available, and it's a shame. He played with the national team injured. He had an issue, and he played 79 minutes and 73 minutes in both games and did not train with Spain between those matches because of this pain, and this is not taking care of the player. He won't be available tomorrow. He already left Barcelona with pain. They gave him painkillers beforehand, and even when they were winning, they still made him play. This is not taking care of players. Maybe they should take care of their youngsters, and I'm very sad about this. Also talked about how Spain, for him in his opinion, is the best national team in the world, and they have incredible depth, that they don't need to use Lamine Yamal for these type of games when they're already qualified, they're already winning, and things of that nature. So he left injured with Barcelona. Spain knew and saw he was injured, said fuck it, don't train, restfully, we'll put you on drugs to play the game. And now he's come back to Barcelona injured. How embarrassing is this? I think we've now reached a point that Joan Laporta has to step in. Spain have been crucifying Barcelona players over the past few years, whether it be Gavi, whether it be Lamine Yamal, whether it be Pedri, whether it be Who else did they fuck? Danny Olmo. It's been absolutely embarrassing. We're the one that paid his wages. This needs to stop. I don't give a flying shit about international football. Of course, World Cup, it's a great vibe, but I don't care. My priority is 1,000,000,000% on Football Club Barcelona, who pay Lamine Yamal one of the highest wages of an 18-year-old ever in 300,000 euros a week, and he's leaving injured, coming back even more injured, and he's missing now 2 crucial games. It is beyond embarrassing. This bold cunt needs to be put in his place, and Joan Laporta, somebody has to step in and say, look, at this point we're going to start pulling players out because you're not taking care of them whatsoever. The fact that they're going injured and you're like, you know what, let's play them. It is an absolute disgrace. So hopefully Flick will put the situation a bit into light following his, not rant, but his explanation of it. Anyways, continues on. Firstly, now asking about the stadium. We're of course playing at the Johan Cruyff. We know the stadium situation of the club. The president explained to me everything, and I have full confidence in the club. The match at the Johan Cruyff will not affect the team. We must win. No excuses. We have to be a team. I don't like to focus on individualities. It's a season that's a bit tougher than the previous one, but we have to fight in every minute of the game to win. De Jong will not be available for us tomorrow, and Bernal will be on the bench. And then, of course, spoke about the return of Thiago Alcantara, saying that for me, Thiago's return is very important because he can speak to young players from his experience as a player. It will be an important part of our success this season. Spoke about Gavi as well. Gavi can be the heart of this team. He gives everything for the team and the club. At the beginning, he was worried about his injury, but now we see how well he is progressing. On Raphinha and Araujo coming back late with the South American qualifiers. They said, look, I think they're fine. They'll be available for tomorrow, and they have completed the training session, and they're all at a good level. Then as on refereeing, I can't change things. I don't want to talk about too much. It's La Liga and the referee's job. We cannot do anything. Then he was asked again on Lamine situation, but this time it was actually answered by Gabriel Martinez, the new Barcelona press officer. Look, in the end, Lamine Yamal has some minor discomfort in his pubis, which of course is his lower back, and he won't be available for the match tomorrow against Valencia, and also is doubtful for the Newcastle game on Thursday. And then Flick was asked further about playing at the Johan Cruyff. He said, look, I spoke with the players and they say it won't affect them. It's something that shouldn't affect us. We play here against Como and we got a great win. On how he wants the team to bounce back, there are things that happen on the pitch or in the dressing room, and it's my job to resolve them. The most important thing is for the team to stay focused on what it has to do. The difference between good players and very good ones is correcting their mistakes and doing what is needed. With 67%, it's not good enough, and that's what I want to instill. The fans deserve 100%, and we want to come back with this kind of attitude. And that concluded Hansi Flick's press conference reaction ahead of the match against Valencia tomorrow. Let's now get into the lineup prediction. We're going to start with the manager, of course, Hansi Flick. I'm going to try my best to predict this lineup. I think it actually will be very difficult to predict. We have a big game against Newcastle midweek. We go full strength, a little bit of rotation, heavy rotation. We, of course, have a lot of injuries where you could, of course, experiment a little bit. But I think that Hansi Flick will select this lineup on the screen right now with João Garcia in goal, a back four of Eric Garcia, Ronald Araujo, Pau Cubarsí, and Gerard Martin, a midfield three of Marc Casado, Pedri, and Dani Olmo, front three of Raphinha, Lewandowski, and Marcus Rashford. Start off in the defense, of course, Balde is injured, so I think he will bring in Gerard Martin. There are some reports that he could bring in Jeffrey Torrens, but I don't think he'll chuck him in at the start. That's absolutely crazy because he might want to use Gerard Martin as center back coverage, but I don't think that'll be the case whatsoever. I think he will go back with that back, 4 or 5 of what he selected against Mallorca and Levante to start off the season. Of course, he tried the Christensen and Kounde stuff against Vallecano, and in the end would drop points. I don't think he'll go back to that. In the midfield, of course, De Jong's injured, Gavi's injured, so that means Marc Casado is next in line. I don't think, of course, he's going to start Bernal, and we have no one else at that point. You could maybe see Eric Garcia go in there, and then Kounde right back, but I don't think that'll be the case. Of course, Pedri will be in the 8. In the 10, 50-50 between Dani Olmo and Vermin. I think he will select Dani Olmo, especially in a game like this where it will be a bit more tighter space, and he wants probably Olmo to exploit that option. Front 3, I think Lewandowski will definitely start. I think Raphinha will start. It comes down to who will be that one coming in for Lamine. There are some reports suggesting that Rooney Bargi could be that option as well, but I think he will definitely go with Marcus Rashford off the left, moving Raphinha to the right. This will be probably the first time he does it, and this will be a big test for Rashford, and also a big test for Raphinha to see how he adapts on the right-hand side, because in the end, if Raphinha cannot, adapt to the right-hand side what he does on the left, we might have to put Rashford on the left, or Rashford can only play when Raphinha needs rested or when Raphinha goes down. I don't think we'll see Ferran Torres On the wings, we could maybe see Ferran Torres start up front, but I think in the end, Lewandowski now is fully fit, ready to go. He should be the one starting. He needs his first start of the season for Barcelona as well. Some good minutes for him ahead of the match against Newcastle on Thursday. So there's been a lot of Hansi Flick. I think Hansi Flick will select for this match, but of course, in the comments down below, let me know what you think Flick will go with. Now I'm going to show you guys my lineup, what I would do if I was a Barcelona coach, and to be honest, I have made some big changes from Flick's lineup prediction. I have gone with this lineup on the screen right now. Joao Garcia in goal, back four of Kounde, Kubarsi, Christensen, and Jordan Martin, midfield three of Casado, Pedri, Olmo, front three of Rooney, Bargi, Lewandowski, and Raphinha. So midfield three, exact same. Back line, I need to see Christensen and Kubarsi play more. I think that could definitely be our starting center back partnership for the season. I think they can definitely replicate Inigo and Kubarsi last season. But the key change for me from Flick's lineup is that I have moved Kubarsi back to the right. I think that Flick will keep Kubarsi on the left, but for me, I would put him on the right and put Christensen on the left. Also gone with Kounde back for Eric Garcia. I do think Kounde now has many minutes on his belt. Let's see how he does defensively. I think Eric Garcia has been okay, not fantastic, not poor. And I think with that okay performances, I think Kounde has an opportunity to come straight back in there. Of course, Jordan Martin at left back, not too pleased about that, but game is game. Now in the front line, I have picked Rooney Bargi. Just because I'm excited, just because we've heard so much, we've seen so much in training. This is a good opportunity for him as well. It's not the strongest opponent in the world. I also don't think Rashford has shown enough in the first 3 games to tell me, yes, he has to start. And also, another big point here, I do want Raphinha being the captain. I've kind of dropped, I would go with Kubarsi and Christian. You all know how I've been raving for that the whole entire preseason and now, but I think the added bonus on top is Captain Raphinha back in mid-September, beginning of October. We saw how well he did last season with that. Hopefully he can go on and do the same thing. Of course, Frankie, Araujo, Frankie and Ter Stegen out injured. Araujo, I would, not start him. So that would, of course, leave Raphinha as the captain. A big bonus for me. And I think if he's going to be the captain, I want him on the left in his natural position where hopefully he can cook. But I do want to see Rooney Bargi. I think he should be starting this game on the right-hand side. In the end, Lamine is injured, so his counterpart should come in now, flipping things around to bring Marcus Rashford in. I get Marcus Rashford not a lot of money. In the end, this is a football game. This game, he hasn't really impressed me too much in those opening 3 games, so I would go with Rooney Bargi on the right. So this would be my line that I would select if I was the manager. But of course, in the comments down below, let me know if you'd rather pick my lineup or Flick's lineup. Time now for my score prediction. What do I believe the result will be in this match? I have gone with a Barcelona win by 3-1. I think we will win. I don't think it'll be easy. I think it'll be very similar to the win against Levante, where we're going to be fighting for it. I don't think hopefully we won't be trailing by 2-0, but I think it will be a game that I can see Barcelona going 1-0 up, 1-1, 2-1, 3-1. I think we will concede as well. This defense is just on the ropes at this point. I think Valencia do have good enough firepower where if they do have 1, 2, maybe 3 chances created, they can definitely end up scoring. So I do see us conceding. I am very positive and very confident in the win, but I think it will be in a very dogfighting manner, not comfortable champagne, cigar football, but more so in a dogfight kind of manner. But I am confident of the win, especially at the Estadio Hancock. It's going to make the situation a bit more, weird. But I have gone with Barcelona win this game by 3-1. But of course, in the comments down below, let me know what you think the scoreline will be. So that was my match preview for Barcelona versus Valencia in La Liga. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, of course, make sure you drop a like down below. And of course, in the comments down below as well, let me know your thoughts on everything we did discuss. The main thing I want first, of course, is your score prediction. Secondly, on those lineups, firstly, would I pick my lineup or Flick's lineup? What do you think Flick would go with? What would you go with if you're the manager? Leave me all your thoughts down below. And of course, make sure you guys subscribe down below as well if you haven't already. And I will see you guys tomorrow for the live watch along. Set the reminder on the screen and come and join me and watch the game with me. Follow throughout the match by my match reviews. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Nothing but the 3 points. Take care and Forza Barca.